You might think that you're being really smart by only having one credit card, and you've got a $3,000 limit and you charge $2,000 on it every single month, and you pay off $2,000 every single month, and that is gonna hurt your credit score. Yeah, it will. Today I'm going over super simple ways that you can get a great credit score. My name is Kate Moody. You can call me Ms. Moody. I am your money librarian, here to help you outsmart your money so you can have more savings, more fun, and less stress. If you haven't watched the first video in this series, please do watch that. The big chunk, 35%. Do you pay on time? Normal people might see that you have 8 bills a month, that's 96 bills a year, and maybe you were late with 3 of them. 3 out of 96? I mean, that's almost a 97% chance that you're paying on time. To a normal person, that's what it looks like. To the credit rating agencies, I made a little infographic. 3 late bills looks very different to them. Being late every once in a while isn't gonna cut it. Gotta be on time every single bill. And you can do that. You can totally do that. It's just a matter of finding the system that works for you. All right, the second big chunk of your credit score is credit utilization. To banks, if they see that somebody is using a lot of credit, to them, that's saying that they don't have enough money to get by. And people who don't have enough money also have less ability to pay their bills. And banks only care about getting paid on time. That's why credit utilization is important. Again, watch the other video where I explain this more. 30% is the hard limit. Under 30%, and banks are kind of like, well, that's reasonable. Over 30%, lights, flags, warning signs, banks do not like that. So 30% is going to be a hard limit. Okay, how do I know what 30% is? Super duper easy. Whatever your credit limit is. So if you maxed out your card, how much is that? Write it down for every single credit card that you have and add them up. In this scenario, that comes to a total of $28,000. You can do it on your phone if you don't have a sweet accounting calculator like me. 28,000 times 0.3 equals 8,400. That is the hard limit. Over 8,500, flashing lights. I'm not telling you to spend 8,400. It's actually best is to spend a teeny bit, like as little as possible. Frankly, under 10% would be preferable, much preferable. Your credit score will do way better if it's under 10% versus if it's at like 25%. What is 10%? Multiply by 0.1, or just move the decimal point over, but people don't seem to understand it when I say that, so multiply by 0.1. Buy accounting calculator. What I recommend, you have one card that you use for pretty much all of your purchases, and any other cards that you currently have, you put one subscription service on it that you are currently using. Like, don't sign up for a subscription service just to improve your credit score. That isn't worth it. But if you have one, charge it to one of these other credit cards, put that card on auto pay, hide it in a drawer. That is the only thing that that card will ever do. If you looked at like a year-long statement, it would just say January 3rd, $8. February 3rd, $8. March 3rd, $8. Put it on auto pay, and now we also have you paying on time. There is another data point proving, boop, you pay on time. Because a lot of people think that they'll just not use their cards, and that way they'll improve their credit score, but actually that doesn't. Remember, banks need proof that you pay your bills on time. This gives that to them. So if you want the rules explained to you in a way that makes sense, maybe even have a little bit of fun, do subscribe. If you just do those two things, month after month after month, year after year after year, you will naturally get the next 15%, which brings you up to 80% of all the stuff that they look at for your credit score. And if you get these, you can totally get an 800 credit score just with this. I'll go over the last 20% for you anyways. 10% of that is credit mix. Do not put yourself into debt just to get an improved credit score. I do have a whole video on ways that you can improve your credit score without taking any debt. I'll put it up here. Bing, bing. Here's a tip gratis. I don't know who started the rumor that if you carry a balance, you'll improve your credit score, but don't. That's dumb. I think what it stems from is the fact that you need to prove that you're paying your bill on time. If you don't charge anything, then there's no bill, then there's no proof that you pay on time. Versus if you pay like the minimum payment, well, now there is proof that you pay on time, but you're also paying interest. Don't do that. That just gives more money to the credit card companies. How about you keep your money and don't give it to the credit card companies? The other 10% is whether or not you're looking for more money, new credit. Banks don't like to give money to people who need money. If you're shopping for a loan and every single time you ask at an institution and they do a hard inquiry, which is officially asking the credit reporting agencies for your credit report and credit score, that makes a little ding on your credit report. People who need money don't have enough money. People who don't have enough money are less likely to pay their bills. So banks don't like to give money to people who need money. We've covered this. In the case of something like a mortgage, with the new lending model, there's actually a 45-day window. So you can shop around a bunch and it'll only be counted as one hard inquiry because they know that you're shopping around. Now that's only if they're using that particular model. Other models have as short a period as 14 days. Depends on where you go. For things like credit cards and car loans, you can see if you pre-qualify. And that way they'll run a soft inquiry, but not a hard inquiry. And you can shop around and find the right lender for you. At which point maybe they'll run a hard inquiry, but that way there's only one hard inquiry getting run instead of like 5 or 6. Ding, 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 dings. Each one maybe knocking it down just a few points. If you want an amazing credit score, you have to check your credit report 3 times a year, at least. You may be doing all the stuff perfectly, but if your identity is stolen by somebody out in Arizona or Florida or Utah or wherever, and they bought a $600,000 house and they're not paying their mortgage, that's going to be a gigantic black mark on your credit report. You could probably get it ironed out, but it's going to take a while and it's going to be a huge hassle the longer you wait. So if you catch it a month after it happens, much easier than trying to prove that the past 5 years you haven't been paying this one mortgage or credit card or car loan sort of off and on or just badly. It is free. Right now, during COVID crisis, you can actually get a free credit report every single week, which is like kind of crazy. I have a newsletter and every single week I give people one little tip. 3 times a year, my tip is go get your credit report. So if you need some reminders, sign up for my newsletter at msmoodymoney.com. Go to annualcreditreport.com. That's the only website that you get the free credit reports. To check your credit score, a lot of banks and credit cards now are offering that service. You can just log in and it'll be like, hey, do you want to check your credit score? Click, click. Yes, I do. But please note, I did that the other day and it told me my credit score was 870. I mean, like, I know I'm good. I know I have an amazing credit score, but that is actually technically impossible until I looked and I saw, oh, they're using a car loan rating system, which is 250 to 900. Again, watch that other video. It was very tiny. Most people would never bother, right? And so that's probably 70 points higher than what my credit score should be based on whatever system that they were using. If you have like a 700, which is good, not great, but your credit card is telling you have a 770, which is great, you're going to be super disappointed when you go to borrow money. You're going to be thinking you're doing awesome and you're not. Do watch out for that. Check the fine print and get a few, because there are a lot of different ways to create a credit score. Generally, your score will be around the same range. If you have a 770 at one place, maybe you'll have a 772 at another and a 765 at the third. Like, it'll be around the same. You're now armed with the information so you can prove you are Lisa Simpson, not Ralph Wiggum, and get an amazing interest rate when you go to borrow money. And you know, they'll lend you money because your credit score is so high. They will choose you. Now you know what it takes to get an amazing credit score. You know how to check your credit score. You have hung out with Einstein the cat a little bit. Lucky you. Let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions for ways to raise your credit score. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers!